But he responded, and he continued to respond for 7 months, going back and forth. And I was consumed with so much anger and hatred from him to realizing I can't let him claim another day of my life. I allowed him to continue to take days of my life after this, realizing I need to reclaim my voice and make a difference, do something with this. So I decided, after corresponding for several months, after I got an apology letter from him, asking for forgiveness and owning up and admitting what he had done, what so many perpetrators won't do, and decided I wanted to put a face and voice on this silent epidemic. So that little pink diary that I kept locked away, the letters that I had exchanged for 7 months with my cousin, I eventually turned into my first book my senior year of high school, called Stolen Innocence. And it is this book that I allowed to put a face and voice on a silent epidemic, educate society on what these children's advocacy centers do for kids, because so often so many people don't realize they're in our communities, but yet you talk to people that have never had someone come disclose that they've been sexually abused, and when you mention the word Children's Advocacy Center, what's a CAC? And it breaks my heart because people don't realize the dedicated people that work in these centers. So I really wanted to put a face and voice on what these centers do for kids. Because as I tell people, it's the people that work in children's advocacy centers, these nonprofit agencies, that I say are the most blessed people God has put on this earth. People don't see the ins and outs of what these men and women do every day for providing services of healing and allowing kids to find their voice. I mean, you heard the numbers when we began. I've been traveling across this country speaking at CAC's events for 6 years now, 6.5 years. And when I heard the numbers of 2,143 kids seen last year, that a staff of 6 had to handle, I mean, I'm like, you must have wanted to pull your hair out when I heard this number. I mean, people don't realize, and I wish people can spend a day seeing what these centers do day in and day out, from the investigation process to the court process, to fighting for these kids to see justice of what these evil people have done in their lives. And so often, sometimes, these perpetrators are not locked away for what they did. They're let out, released back into society, living in your communities. And so I hope these numbers that you guys take away today, you realize that these kids are real. These kids are in your communities that you cross paths with in the park, in the grocery store, on the streets, that you have no idea because they don't show the outside visible scars of what they hold tucked away deep inside them.